In 8.4, we're going to do what the book calls special cases for multiplying a binomial. However, I'm going to give you what we call the end result, but honestly, I think we're going to do all of these the same way. And that is to expand them and FOIL them. And we're not even going to talk about special cases because you won't remember them. So what do I mean by expand? What I mean is when you square something, it means to do it times itself. So for all of these down here.
Attention, the time is now 2:35.
Sorry, I had to pause that because there was an announcement on the intercom. So anyway, when I talk about expanding, I want you to do exactly what it means to square something. You take it times itself. And what happens is when we FOIL, you'll notice a times a is a squared. A times b is ab. In the middle, on the inside, a times b is another ab. And my last gives me b times b, which is b squared. And you'll notice right here, ab plus itself gives me two of them. So I get a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. We call that a perfect square trinomial, but honestly, I really don't think you're going to remember the pattern for that. So we are going to take, although this has a pattern, it's going to be a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. We're really just going to expand them and FOIL them. So watch. Here's one where it's an addition of something squared. We're just going to write it out. Even my calculus students, when they see something like this, they really do write it out and then just FOIL it. They don't memorize the pattern. So I almost hesitate in giving you this end result, and I don't think I will for the next one. I just want you to expand and FOIL. So first is 2x times 2x, which is 4x squared. Outside is 2x times 5, or 10x. Inside is 5 times 2x, which is another 10x. That's what's in the pattern here where we're getting that same thing twice. And my last is 5 times 5, or 25. And then I'm going to lump these together, combine like terms, and I get 4x squared plus 20x plus 25. I think it's safest just to do it that way. Just expand, FOIL, combine like terms. So let's go look at number 2. I almost wish I hadn't put that chart in your notes because honestly I don't want you to use it, so I'm not even going to finish it. So let's expand this. To square something means to do it times itself. And then we're going to FOIL x times x times 4, and it's a minus, x times 4, and it's another subtraction, and then a negative times a negative on our last gives us a positive 16. And so we end up with x squared minus 8x plus 16. All right, sorry, people were at the door. So this is our final result. Now this last one, actually I put a little star by this because this one sometimes you can do a shortcut. If you notice that you have the exact same things in the front, the book calls them A and A, and the exact same in the back, the book calls them B and B, but the only difference is in the signs. What happens is when we do FOIL, because again, we are really just FOILing. I'm not really teaching you much new here. So we do firsts, outsides, insides, and then we do our lasts. But in this case, these are opposites, so they cancel out. So the outside and the insides cancel because they're opposites. And what that gives us is a squared minus b squared. Again, though, if you don't recognize that and you just FOIL, you're going to get the right answer. 3 times 3 is 9. P times p is p to the 6. So our first gives us 9p to the 6. And then I've got minus 3p cubed on my outside plus 3p cubed on the inside. And then my last is a 1 times a negative 1 for a minus 1. And again, you'll see the cancellation. So what I get is 9p squared minus 1. The O and the I cancel. But I really don't think we're going to remember the pattern, especially a year from now. But you will remember FOIL. So the moral of the story is just FOIL them. So let's go do number 4. The length of a square is 3x minus 1. Because it's a square, all the lengths are 3x minus 1. To the left, to the right, top, bottom. Write a simplified expression for the perimeter and for the area. Well, for perimeter, that means all of these sides added together. But because they're all the same, I can really clean that up and say I have 4 sides, each of length 3x minus 1. I can distribute this in and call it 12x minus 4. That's an expression for the perimeter. Area of a square is a side squared, or a side times itself. Now you probably don't remember that pattern. I don't even think I finished it, and it doesn't matter because we're just going to FOIL it. We're going to do firsts. 3x times 3x is 9x squared. We're going to do outside. We're going to multiply the insides. We're going to multiply the last, and the negative times a negative gives me a positive. These do not cancel. I'm down 3, and I'm down 3 more. So I'm at 9x squared minus 6x plus 1. That's what we call a simplified expression for the area of the square. And we're done with that. So that's the end of 9.4.